whoever 11. I think it's 11. He's good too. He's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be a top two, first or second round pick, just based on like watching him in passing. And if you want, the thing about this was at first I was like, you know what? And if we see anything stick out here, I'll mention it. But you have Rucker and you have Olave, so might be of interest to you. Bottom of screen right here though. So what is it? Olave is 2 or 5, and he's 2 or 5. I forget which one it is. And then Ruckert's what, 88, right? Pretty sure he's 2, right? No, 5. Okay, he's 5. So Olave's 2, he's 5. So this is a good play. I remember putting up on Twitter and somebody's like, "Oh, it's really not that impressive." Of course, you're gonna have 1 or 2 haters, but in terms of this play, you have him coming off the line. Comes off the line, obviously corner bails, and that's this. I think this is Oregon, if I'm not mistaken, and that might be right. Who's like a top 3 round draft pick, like potential, I think. But he bails, shuffles, and Wilson comes off the ball. What do you want to do versus a bail shuffle? Obviously, depending on the route, but when you're running a route like this, a back-breaking route, attack his blind spot. So he gets vertical, 1 step, 2 step, blind break step or stop step, push by, work back to the ball, and a pretty ridiculous catch. You can see the body control he has right there. You can obviously see the vertical. And I'll play it at full speed. I'm sorry. The break could be cleaner. Some of his routes are not so clean. He's very inconsistent with his routes. One route's great, one route's not so consistent. The one thing I will say about him, and again, don't take it for matching prospects, but he has, to me, like Odell Beckham, like movement, explosive body control. Different, but they have those same, like, holy shit, how do you make that cut? And here, like on the top of the route, again, he gets vertical. You can say 1, 2, 3 steps into his blind spot, push by. You're gonna see the right hand on the back of the corner right here. Why? Corner's blind, and now he's throwing him by too. So obviously it's helping him stop. It's helping the corner continue where he's going, where we're away from the throw. Now the stop step, the steps could be better. You could see he's looking out pretty early, and he's not committing to those steps very much. 1 right there, not over it very much. 2 right there, not over it very much, sitting back, leaning out of the route. 3 right there, not really out of it. The pivot step is kind of vertical. Again, some dead time there, but overall, because you attack the blind spot with the stem and use the push by, it's a good route. And then obviously that vertical right there, and that control to grab that ball is obviously great. Nasty post. Yeah, this is disgusting. Bob and screen here. Again, if you want to take note of, maybe I'm not doing every play more than once just to look at the other guys. So I'm gonna start talking for 4 hours. Unless they do something spectacular. Again, he doesn't get the ball here. I really couldn't give 2 shits less if he does not get the ball here, because this route is ridiculous. Versus what looks like it's supposed to be 4. I don't know why, if this guy, I don't know why that he doesn't get matched and then he doesn't take bracket 1, but nonetheless, he is running vertical versus a corner who, again, number 2, starts to shuffle, bail. More patient feet for the corner. Okay. Do you want to run a post? Continue to take it vertical and run a post versus outside leverage? No, he's just going to stick your hip. So what does he do here? Shortens his stride a little bit. You can see the route pacing. You can see drive phase, full cell vertical, shoulders come up a little bit, shorten the stride, get into the blind spot. Now the corner thinks, okay, well, he's running a corner, or he's going to run an out, or whatever it may be. Maybe a comeback, and now he's 70 outside of mix. He's running a outside breaking route. So he's in a speed turn, assisted by a push by, and he absolutely burns him. The corner is lost. He literally has no idea what's happening. No idea where Wilson is. Why? Because of the stem. His vertical stems are so good sometimes. So fast, slower. You can see his feet slowing down. Blind spot, hand on the back, push by, corner. No idea what's happening. Wide open on the post. Obviously he's not hit though, but that post is disgusting. Wilson LOL TD or LOL TD. I should say LOL, and that's, I'm starting to feel like I'm old saying that when I text people now. Do people not say that anymore? It's like aha, haha. I don't know. I'll still throw it in there. Bottom. So this is as easy as it's ever going to get, ever. So this corner is just playing with his glove, playing with his wristband, playing with whatever he's playing with. Wilson takes it vertical, notices he's not getting covered by anybody, and says, hey, throw me the ball. And if the quarterback says, okay, and he gets a touchdown. I recorded that because I thought it was funny because you don't really see that a lot. Corners just having no idea the play is going until now. And he goes, oh, shit. So be more ready, you'd think, especially with Ohio State, who's a pretty tempoed up offense. They snap the ball pretty quick. Hurry up, gimmicky. You should probably be ready. Wilson rounded break, lunge, instep. Okay, top of the screen. Again, Olave. You have Ruckert, a couple of draft prospects for the Jets. Now, he is running like a stem. You call it a stem speed out, and just a stem because he's stemming it inside. When it's that far inside, it's not always necessarily about leverage. It could be like a stem speed out. It's you have thousands of different routes. It's not just like 1 through 9. There's thousands, literally thousands. And just a break, if you're running like you could be running a rounded dig, and we might look at it and be like, that's a terrible route, but it could be another route. Like there are so many routes. So here I'm going to call this a stem corner, or a stem speed out. Some people call it a little bit deeper circus, or is that when it's a little bit shorter? I think circus is a little bit longer. Some people refer to it as if it's like this, but a little bit shorter. Some people call it a blaze out. We're just going to call it a stem speed out. And the thing with it here is what I'm going to say in terms of the break. That's because that's all we're watching for. Stem him inside. Obviously, corner opens up to run inside with him. And he has a good amount of room to cut underneath of the corner to get outside. And you're just going to see in terms of his footwork. One, he's pretty high into that step. You can see how he lunges into it. See the lunge. You're obviously going to continue to move forward, but you want to slam down into it, and you don't want to reach for it. So a little bit of a lunge, high into it. Again, you want to knee yourself in the face. It's not even really like a speed out. It's just a stem out because he's taking stop step, break, drive, line. Yeah, so I apologize. It's not a speed. It's not speed because there are stop steps. So one stop step doesn't commit to it. Okay. Second stop step is already starting to lean out of it. Again, when you're stopping, stop. Don't be leaning out because you're not making it a sharper break. You got to commit to those stop steps. Once you start to pivot, okay, get out. But bad first step, bad second step, third step is now the break step. Break, but it's a little shallow. And now look at his drive step. Remember we talked about London and like some of the taller guys, even Burks to a certain extent. His drive step is very far in front of him right there for him to get over it. Because again, you want to get this as tight or as like kind of lined up with your back foot and turned, so your hips can work over that outside foot and work yourself to the sideline. But when that foot is in front of you and it's outside of your frame, obviously it's harder to control things outside of your frame, and it's gonna be harder for you to rotate your hips over that toe. So it's gonna make it rounded. And for 2 stop steps, that's a really really bad drive step. And you can see how rounded that route is. See how that drive step, some guys flatten if their drive step right there and flatten right there. Half a yard sometimes. But after his drive step at the 25, he's rounding it all the way to the 23. So he starts that break at about the, let's be even generous and say he doesn't start it at the 30. He starts at the 29, and he takes that bad boy all the way to the 20, 22, 23 yard line. We're talking about a 7-yard cut. That's way too rounded. Why? Because of his commitment to his steps. The lack thereof. Lack of commitment right there. Lack of commitment right there. Don't start turning out of the route before you even break. Before your break step gets thrown. BREAK, not break like brake on a car. Turn. Route okay. Bottom right here. And again now, NFL, playing against Oregon. Does this route work? Yes. Do I want to see a cleaner break, especially for a guy who is 6 foot? I want to see him win better here in terms of not necessarily. I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking. I'm again a little bit gassed right now. It's been up for forever. It's the route break. Obviously, coming back to the ball right here, attacking it, hands good. But the problem with the break is, again, so he's lunging into that step. He said he's over. See that motion right there? That's too much. Way too much. You want to slam that down. You do not want to reach for a break step or stop step. Sorry. Stop step. Stop. You want stop, pivot, and then break back to the ball. But because this stop step is he's lunging forward so much, he's not slamming down into the turf to stop. He's not taking his body down to use that ground to absorb that force. He's taking his weight and his body over his toe now. It's going to be really hard for him now to turn that pivot step right there, because that pivot step, again, like we talked about that other route, you want that pivot step, that left foot right there, to be turned inside as much as you can, to be working off that instep. When the toes are straight, it's hard to break. Toes are straight, it's hard to block. You really got to work those insteps in a lot of aspects of football. Breaking for corners, breaking for receivers, offensive linemen, defensive linemen. The instep is massive. Quarterbacks, back foot, massively important instep. And right there, it's again, now he's not working. Now he's working over his toe again, because his pivot doesn't get turned, doesn't get this foot fully around. You want this pretty much at this point, this third step, parallel or like vertical to the second step, the pivot step. But you see the dead time. Just watch the dead time. Again, looks fast here, but it could be better. That's a good amount of dead time right there. Next. Speed out. Okay, I'm assuming this is going to be good. I don't know. Bottom of the screen, right here, tight. Now you see something like the violence. Like he has a lot of lower body strength. And again, good acceleration.